Let's now discuss your Module 5. This is Work Study Part 1. For the objectives, know the definition and purpose of work measurement. Okay? So, recalling, see, work measurement is actually part of your work study. So, your work study is actually composed of method study and work measurement. And we are already done with our method study. Yay! The previous two, which are very long, na po. Okay, so but again, these are necessary. Method study should be executed first prior to the work measurement. Okay, recalling. So if in case hindi nyo matandaan kung ano ibig sabihin, so this is the definition of method study. This is a principal technique by which work content in the product manufacturer process should be decreased. So method study is a technique to reduce the work content mainly by eliminating unnecessary movements by workers and or materials or equipment. So, however, after that, there could be substantial unnecessary time taken for the process because of lack of management control or inaction of worker. So therefore, pwede niyong gamitin si work measurement. So si work measurement is the application of techniques designed to establish the time for a qualified worker to carry out specified jobs at different level of performance. Okay, so ito na yung susukatin na natin kung ano-ano yung ginagawa nila para may basis tayo for improvement. Okay? So, two critical issues for work study. So, una, method study should precede the work measurement always. So, kagaya ng sabi ko kanina, kailangan matapos nyo muna yung magawa nyo muna yung method study bago kayo mag-work measurement. Kasi anong i-measure nyo kung hindi nyo alam kung ano yung measurean. Okay, at makikita nyo kung saan kayo mag-measure through the method study. Next, elimination of management controllable ineffective time should precede the elimination of ineffective time. Okay, baka mamaya hindi naman ang may dahilan ay yung poor na movements. Baka mamaya ang may dahilan ay poor management. So, pakitanggal muna yung part na yan, paki-reassess kung wala nang kasalanan si management. Pag wala na, pwede na tayo mag-proceed sa work measurement. Objectives of work measurement. So, to determine the standard cost and as an aid in preparing budget, to balance the crew activities, to determine the scheduling and planning work, to determine the effectiveness of machine kasi nakabase doon yung movements na gagawin, to balance production lines for new models, to make cost estimate of new products, to determine the time standards to be used, and to determine the time standard to be used for providing basis for labor cost control. Okay? So, ito yung flow ni work measurement. Okay? So, meron tayong dalawang klase ng work measurement. Meron tayong direct work measurement at saka indirect work measurement. So, under direct work measurement, kaya sa tinawag na direct work measurement, direkta talaga siya. And tinitignan mo siya physically, bine-verify mo yung fact physically. Okay? Direct work measurement yan. Okay? So, dalawa yon, stopwatch time study and work sampling. Okay? Under indirect work measurement, we have regression analysis, standard data formula, predetermined motion time system. Itong indirect work measurement, ito yung kahit nasa office ka lang, basta meron kang documents ng processes, kahit nasa office ka, pwede mong gawin. Okay? Or kahit naka-work from home ka, pwede mong gawin. Okay? Indirect work measurement ang ginagawa doon. First off, on this slides or in this module, we would be focusing on work sampling because this is the most basic na type ng work study. Okay, so si work sampling, this is developed in England in 1930s by Leonard Tippett. So this estimates the percentage of time that a worker spends on various tasks. Okay, so the only technique available for measuring and evaluating non-regular activities. So ito si Mr. Tippett, okay, na nag-apply ng snap reading method. Okay, so you might be wondering, ano ba si work sampling? So si work sampling, by the term sampling, ibig sabihin, hindi siya 100% na nakatutok sa linya. Okay, kukuha lang ako ng sample, check ko lang, visit ko lang saglit, tapos mamaya visit ko ulit, check lang. Okay, parang yan yung mga ginagawa niyo sa jowa niyo, random na pag-check kung sila ba ay ng babae o ng lalaki. Char. Okay, joke lang. Okay, but yun, work sampling is like that. Kukuha lang ng hindi 100% na nakatuto ka sa linya. So, check mo lang every now and then. Okay, meron ka lang set of samples kung kailan mo titignan. Okay, tapos yun ay magiging basis mo for your decision. So, most of the time, ito ay ginagamit for supervisory positions o non-routinary activities. Okay? At yung mga may non-routinary activities, madalas management yan. Okay? So, para ma-check mo lang kung gaano siya ka-productive, so yun, minsan, work sampling ang ginagawa natin. Okay? So, ito yung mga example ng work sampling. Mall order cataloger lands and expects its call center representatives to be busy 85% of the time. So, yan. When busy ratio hits 90, the firm believes it's not attaining its set goal of high quality service. So, yan. Yan yung gagamitin nila, work sampling. So, yan. Ito yung concept ng work sampling. So, parang kung halimbawa, gusto mong malaman kung gaano ka-productive yung supervisor mo na si Joe, ay i-visit mo siya scheduled. Okay? Ano, Monday, tingin ka sa kanya, 10:30. Nagpapalipad lang. Okay. Wednesday, chinek mo siya, random ulit. Okay? Nanonood ng TV. Thursday, nagre-read ng sports page. Thursday, 1:25, nagbabayad ng cruise tickets online. Friday, 2:30, nag-homework for night school. 4:30, left early. Okay? So, work sampling, hindi siya 100% nakatutok kay Joe. Tinignan mo lang on the schedule kung ano yung mga ginagawa nila. Okay? So, work sampling procedure. Take preliminary sample to obtain an estimate of parameter values such as the percentage of the time a worker is busy. Compute the sample size required by the formula. Prepare a worker observation schedule. Observe and record worker activities na walang bias. Okay? Tapos, determine how workers are spending their time. Okay? So, example, this is the registry of motor vehicles. The manager of a branch office estimates that her employees are idle 25% of the time. She wants to confirm or disprove this by taking work sample, accurate, within plus or minus 3% that yields 95% confidence. So, ito yung gagamitin niyang computation for the sample size. So, ito yung, dito madedefine kung gaano kadaming visits yung gagawin dun sa worker ni Kuya. Okay? So, we have here n is equal to z squared times p times q over the epsilon squared or the acceptable error level. So, in our case, 833 samples ang kukunin niya. Okay? 833 at i-design niya yung 833 observations na yon in random. Okay? So, halimbawa, nakapag-observe na siya. Okay? Nag-schedule, nag-observe, kinulit ang observations. At ito yung nangyayari. 485 ng observations nasa phone or nag-meet ng clients. 126 ng observations, walang ginagawa. Okay? 62 personal time, nagsasalamin, nagme-makeup, ganyan. 62 observations, lumabas sa ganon. Okay? 23 na sa meeting, 137 of the observations, filing data entry. Guys, ito po ay consolidated na. Okay? Kumbaga, inisa-isa, pinagsama-sama niya yung mga ginagawa nung inobserbahan niyang 833. Tapos, ito yung mga classification ng activities na ginagawa. Okay? So, with that, makikita mo ilang percent. So, that's 126 plus 62. That's 188. Okay? All but 188 of the observations are work-related. So, therefore, that's 22%. Ang gusto niyang patunayan, ilan yung gusto niyang patunayan? Ay 25%. Okay? So, therefore, 22% lang naman. Based sa inyong work sampling, 22% lang naman. Okay? So, this could be accomplished by a reassignment of duties or the hiring of additional personnel. Okay. Employee observation schedule. So, since alam nyo na yung purpose ni work study, so, yung pagkuha ng observation schedule, dapat po in random din. Hindi yung kung kailan lang po kayo sipagin. Okay, naka-schedule po yun. So, pwedeng gamitin nyo ay random numbers. So, random numbers, draw 5 random numbers, gamitin si calculator o gamitin si Excel. May rand naman, rand between sa inyong Excel. So, pakigamit siya. So, these random numbers can be used to create observation schedule. So, sarili nyo naman yan. Halimbawa, ang lalabas na digit doon ay magiging minutes. Okay? So, o di kaya ang lalabas na digits doon, ito, 949. Ang lalabas na digits doon ay oras, hour. Halimbawa, lumabas 1. Di 1 p.m. mag-observe ako. Okay, so yan, mga ganun. So, that's how you create your employee observation schedule. Observations are to be made in non-intrusive manner. So, ibig sabihin, hindi yung alam nila na inoobserbahan sila. Kasi pag alam nila na inoobserbahan mo sila, tuwing nakikita ka nila, bigla silang may gagawing kakaiba. Okay? So, ang objective mo sana, 'di ba? Ang objective mo ay mahuli mo kung ano talaga yung totoong ginagawa. Kaya ka nga nag-work sampling. Okay? So, yun. Non-intrusive, observations are to be made in random and unbiased. Activities that constitute work must be clearly defined. So, hindi working. Hindi pwedeng ganon. Hindi mo kasi alam kung anong klaseng working ginagawa. Okay? Baka naman pwedeng segwayan mo, na kunyari may tatanong ka, okay? Pero yun pala, inoobserbahan mo lang kung anong ginagawa niya sa computer. Okay? So, yun, mga ganong bagay. Okay? So, yun yung mga pasimple para makapag-work sampling kayo. Okay, work sampling results. So, for a typical manufacturing situation, so most of the time, yun yung nangyayari. 75% lang yung productive work, then the rest ay medyo madami ng excess. So, which can be due for improvement. So, example ulit ng pwede nyong makuha out of your work sampling. Advantage ng work sampling, less expensive, no timing devices. So, little training needed. Pwedeng utusan mo lang si ate, si kuya, na pasuyo naman ako, patignan ko anong ginagawa ni kuya. Okay, mga ganon. Pwedeng hindi ikaw lagi. Okay, study can be delayed temporarily with little impact on results. Medyo na-late ka. So, kuha ka na lang uli ng next sample sa susunod. Okay? Worker has little chance on affecting the outcome, less likely to generate employee objections. Disadvantage, it does not divide work elements as thoroughly as formal time studies. It can yield incorrect biased result if the observer does not conform to random routes of travel and random observation. Di mo nire-check. Okay? And then, it tends to be less accurate when cycle times are short. Kaya mas okay kung mas madami yung observations. Okay? So, that is work sampling. For questions, please feel free to post it on our Microsoft